good morning, and good morning to you, lovely ones out there. And thank you for the opportunity, as always, to come your way on this special Saturday morning. And as always, we do it together. Thank you for allowing us into your space, whatever that space may be. Whether it's at home, you're in bed, or you're doing some laundry, or you're doing house cleaning or keeping, or you're on your way to an event or a ceremony, be it engagement, wedding, naming, funeral, traditional marriage, or what have you. My name is Michael Mensah, and I want you to think through these things on my turn and the quick snaps this morning. Every relationship has sometimes the highs and sometimes the lows. Every relationship goes through the normals and then sometimes the abnormals. How you manage it and how you handle it makes a world of difference to the outcomes, whether they are the intended ones or not. There are a few things that influence these actions or inactions. There are things that influence our interpretations and also the meanings we attach to those things. We have said severally here that meanings are in people. And once you give out some information or send out a message, it ceases to be in your domain or control, and it lays squarely at the doorstep or the window of the receiver of that message, be it verbal or non-verbal. And it's at that point that they would give meaning to what they heard. And sometimes there's a discrepancy between what you said and what they heard, and also what they understand by what they said. So we often say that effective communication is said to have taken place when there is a feedback with regards to what the receiver heard or saw and the information or the feedback they give you in return. So the sender and the receiver, when they are aligned on what communication or what message was sent, then we often say that true or effective communication has been found or has been made. The other things that can influence us are these few P's. First, our proclivities. Now, our proclivities are our tendencies and inclinations. We all have them. Somebody is generally quiet, somebody is very reflective, somebody is very outgoing and socializing, somebody is a go-getter, somebody is a high achiever, somebody likes to be paced in life, and so like to read through, think through, and process things before they act. Those proclivities, those tendencies, those inclinations, somebody has an inclination to quickly pass a buck or blame somebody or render a half-truth or what somebody calls a misspeaking. All these tendencies or proclivities can affect our connection. Then also there is preferences, what we like. Our likes and dislikes vary from one spouse to the other, from one family member to the other, and definitely that can influence the engagement, the expressions, and the outcomes. Then next to that is our priorities. How something is important to us or not. So whilst one thing may be very high in importance to a spouse, it may be low on the ladder of priority or importance to the other spouse. And so not matching or balancing or appreciating and respecting where the other spouse is coming from and how they place an accent on what is important to them can affect the dynamics of the relationship. Then there is what we will call the perception, how you see things, because how you see it affects how you interpret it and how and why you get some things done. And that often has a lot to do with whether we have a growth mindset or we have a fixed mindset. And all that influences the level of engagement, whether we are very rigid with no room for variation or flexibility, or whether we are very flexible, there's no room for structure. All the two extremes are not helpful. And that is also very important. And then there's the personality traits or the person type traits. That is a big one. Because how we are hardcore wired, whether we are introverted or extroverted, whether we are pessimists or optimists, whether we are doers or we are talkers, whether we are thinkers or we are watchers, whether we are servers, all these things come together to influence our engagement one with. We want to see how we can manage and get things done. So we are looking at 360-degree communication and managing of proclivities in marriage. Should I go again? A 360-degree communication and managing proclivities in marriage. Now, it's so crucial when we look at things from that perspective. Communication means looking at how you connect from every possible angle, because a 360-degree means full circle. They are often what we call the 10 domains of life. And these 10 domains, which includes health and fitness, includes work and career, includes personal development, includes spirituality, includes social connections, includes love, romance and intimacy, includes family and friends, includes community and the society or environment you live in. All these things have a part to play in who we are and how our marriage thrives, because the ecosystem that you are in will definitely affect how and when things get done or do not get done. And so in a marriage, 360-degree communication means looking at how you connect from every possible angle. It's a framework that ensures that communication isn't just a top-down broadcast or a one-way street, but an all-encompassing loop. Think of it as a full circle made up of 4 primary directions. We can use different perspectives, and that's what we'll be going into as I engage our panelists, but hear me out as I set the tone. So I'm choosing a different dynamic, and then when we engage, you also bring in the other dynamics. So the first one is that you can look at it as from the element of downward communication. And with the downward communication, we are looking at transparency and sharing. In a corporate setting, this is like leadership passing down information. But in a marriage, downward communication is about extending your inner world to your partner. Let me come again. Downward communication in a marriage is about extending your inner world to your partner. It involves proactively lowering your guard to share information rather than making your spouse hunt for it. So volunteer information, sharing information, lowering and dropping your guard, learning to be a bit more vulnerable, a bit more transparent, a bit more open. Now let's look at the elements. Expressing clear expectations, sharing schedules, articulating your personal needs, and revealing your fears or stresses or any anxiety if there is. The goal of doing so is eliminating guesswork. Your spouse is not a mind reader. Your spouse then would not need to validate their assumptions when you use this approach. It prevents common pitfalls of assuming if they love me, they'll just know what's wrong. Like somebody would think. But if you say this need of mine is not being met emotionally, this time that you do A, B, or C does not work well for me. Can we have a real look at it? So communicating clearly, sharing clear expectations, sharing schedules, articulating your personal needs, and revealing your fears, concerns, and even sometimes stresses are helpful as the first strand of downward communication, which has to do with transparency and sharing. And I said the elements are expressing clear expectations, sharing schedules, articulating your personal needs, and revealing your fears, your concerns, and even sometimes your stresses. And the goal is to eliminate guesswork. It is to prevent common pitfall of letting your spouse or partner assume. The second one is what I would call the upward communication. This, we look first at the downward communication. Now, the upward communication here is talking about active listening and feedback. This is the receptive half of the circle. How you receive and how you process what your spouse is sending your way. If you remember, I said a bit about that before we went for the sport of music, and then we have come back. This is how you receive and how you process what your spouse is sending your way, whether it's verbal or a non-verbal cue. It requires creating a safe environment where your partner feels comfortable. So please hear me. A safe environment where your partner feels comfortable speaking upward to you without fear of retaliation, one, fear of equalization, two, or concern about immediate defensiveness. And if you recall, we mentioned here some time ago, more than once, that Dr. Gottman, when he did that serious research and study over the years, came out with the 4 horsemen, which he labeled as 1, criticisms, 2, contempt, 3, defensiveness, and 4, stonewalling. Criticisms is not seeing any good in what your partner does and always pinning them down with what you think they're not doing good or well enough in. Contempt is familiarity, getting to the point where you do not value them for who they are, and so there's low value for who they are or what they do, and so you show and deal with them with a lot of disregard and disrespect. And then the third one is defensiveness, where any and everything that is brought to your notice or attention, you have a justification for it, or you are quick to rise to the defense of that issue, not allowing your spouse any room for proper engagement and for a throughput so that you can get positive outcomes. And the final one is stonewalling, where you close yourself and you detach or avoid or block whatever your spouse is saying and deal with him or her only on your terms and in what form or in what way you want that to be. Now, once you receive and you process what your spouse is saying and sending your way well, it requires creating a safe environment where your partner feels comfortable speaking upward to you without, like I said, fear of retaliation, fear of retribution, fear of mistreatment, or the issue of immediate defensiveness. The elements here are active listening, repeating back what you heard to ensure accuracy, validating their emotions even if you disagree with their logic or where they are coming from, and asking open-ended clarifying questions. So am I hearing you right? Did you say we should, just so that effective communication can be obtained? The goal is making your spouse feel deeply heard, deeply valued, and deeply respected. Again, make your spouse feel deeply heard, deeply valued, and deeply respected. Now I'll end on the last one, and then I'll begin to engage my folks here in the studio. So the third one is lateral communication. This one is collaboration and partnership. This is peer to peer. This is spouse to spouse. This is level to level. A man marries a woman. So no matter your status, no matter your position in the sphere of work or in the sphere of politics or your vocation or your profession or whatever, a man marries a woman. So you are communicating as peers, as two equals, functioning right. And so this is what we call lateral communication. That is collaboration and partnership. You are teammates, you are co-managers, you are of a household, and you are equal partners in life. There's no high and there's no low. Lateral communication focuses on the logistics, problem solving, and day-to-day operations of your shared life. So little nothings, what he did or she did, or what you like or do not like, what you're happy about or not happy about, those little mundane things that make us who we are, that kicks in, and the routines we run daily and the schedules we follow. The elements are and can and would include financial planning, dividing household and parenting responsibilities, conflict resolution, and making joint decisions. The goal of this is alignment. It ensures that neither partner feels like they are pulling all the weight or being micromanaged like an employee, or sometimes somebody say like an offspring. Somebody says, I had a mother, I've married a wife, I don't want another mother. Somebody will say, I had a dad, I've married, I don't want another dad. What that means, though we can use it in different forms, what that means is that they don't want to be micromanaged or, in quote, controlled. They want to be themselves. So these are some of the things I want you to reflect on. Perhaps let me just do the last one, and that's the inward communication. And this one has to do with self-awareness and introspection. This is a hidden vertical dimension that feeds the other three. You cannot communicate effectively with your spouse if you don't understand what is happening inside yourself or inside you. Before you speak out, you have to look in. Let me say that again. Before you speak out, you have to look in. Now, these are the elements. Recognizing your emotional triggers, understanding why you are angry or hurt before reacting, monitoring your internal tone, and taking responsibility for your own emotional state. The goal is emotional maturity. It stops you from projecting personal frustrations onto your spouse or partner and allows you to respond intentionally or deliberately rather than reacting impulsively. We have something we call the automatic reactions, because that one, it means that once you are triggered or something is said or something is seen or something is smelled, you are triggered to react some way. But we are saying that it calls for intentional response rather than impulsive reactions. The 360-degree rule is that a breakdown in any of these four quadrants that I've mentioned eventually fractures the others. For example, if inward self-awareness is low, lateral collaboration usually turns into an argument. I think I've given us enough to think about already as we discuss the 360-degree communication and managing proclivities in marriage effectively. And you see, by extension, we'll do a little extensions into family life and into the family situation and what have you. So let me start with this champion. Good morning, Elder Amos.
Morning, bro.
All right, good to see you, sir.
Morning. I trust you're doing well.
Yes, I am. So the voice you just heard is the voice of Elder Amos Kevin-Annan, who is CEO of Heart and Habits Foundation. A very busy man, but makes time to be here, and we appreciate that greatly.
I'm grateful for the gesture to be here.
Yes.
As we have the grace to do so.
Yes,
Today is a very heavy day for me, but we are here.
Thank you.
And life must continue.
Yes, you. Thank you for making time to come. Now, I've set the tone for our conversation, looking at 4 pivots from downward, upward, lateral, and inward. I would want you now to come from also your perspective. When you hear of 360-degree communication and managing proclivities in marriage, what are your initial thoughts about that?
Well, thank you very much. When I saw the topic, what came to mind was Edwin Lewis Cole's statement that has stayed with me since I heard it somewhere around 95. Edwin Lewis Cole runs those days what is called the Men's Network. And he said, communication is the basis of life. So everything around life hinges on communication. Now, it's instructive to know that when you communicate, it's not for you, it's for the other person. It is therefore necessary that all communication must facilitate or create understanding. Anything short of that will be chaotic. And so somebody is misreading, somebody is misinterpreting, somebody is misunderstanding, somebody is not conveying the information well, and then there is so much chaos that the individuals who are in the line of the communication themselves end up just fighting and fuming and doing all those kinds of things we caution people to stay away from. So I would say in my preliminary comment that each one of us, whether it is verbal or non-verbal, whether it is emotional, psychological, or otherwise communication, you must always remember that you are creating understanding.
Okay.
Where understanding is missed out of the equation, all the things you talked about, Mickey, will be a pale shadow of its reality. So you yourself, look at yourself very well. You know, one author on communication said that what I said, what you heard, what I meant, how you understood it. These are the dilemmas.
The 4 dimensions of
so what I have said now, whoever is listening, what you heard, what I meant to say, convey to you, how you understood it. It's the actual nut of the communication. So I need to create understanding. I remember a couple of times you go and do some conversations around personality differences or temperaments, and then someone will walk up to you and say, my wife just said this is how she is, so I should take care. Or my husband says this is who he is, I must learn to live with him. I mean, so it's as if what you have conveyed was that they were cast in concrete. Rather than just trying to explain the nuances of all of us and see how we navigate these smoothly and seamlessly. So I'll leave it for my sisters. Right. When they are done, I'll come.
Okay. So now let me come to the next one. The voice you're about to hear is the voice of Lady Justina Owu-Agyiri, who is a counseling psychologist with the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission Hospital and also Medics Clinic at Chado. Good morning to you, my fair lady.
Good morning.
I like your hairstyle. It'll be easy. You see, me and my big mouth. Some singer be sang that now know you're the assembly. I mean, why? Yes, so what will be your opening thoughts to my lady Justina?
Okay, thank you so much, and good morning to everyone hearing our voices. When I saw the topic, what came to mind is 360. Means we are going
Full circle. Yes.
which is a task that everybody must take upon themselves from the very basic core of the family, that is husband and wife, through our children to all others who matters. And then I'll take it from the fact that communication is not just talking, but a continuous exchange of thoughts, emotions, intentions, values, and meanings through words, actions, body language, silence, tones, pitch.
Please, when you go by that and go slowly, because so those who are listening to us and we also listening to you can pick up, because what you are saying, the definition is deep. So go a little slower for us, please.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that communication is a continuous exchange of thought, emotions, intentions, values, meanings through our words, actions, body language, silence, tone of our voice, pitch of our voice, and even the digital interactions that we have.
Okay.
And always one person wants to convey and another also have to interpret.
Okay.
But in between is a channel.
Yes.
So how we choose to express also is equally important.
Okay.
But surrounding the channel, there are a lot of things that happens. In fact, that is what usually creates the issue. Because in most cases, we take it as words. So some people are hearing you and interpreting the words. Meanwhile, it should go beyond the words.
Okay.
That is why we are taught to look at people when we are talking to them.
Okay.
That alone convey another aspect of what you are saying.
Okay.
So you are telling me how are you,
Yes.
and your eyes are somewhere. It means a lot.
It's like a greeting. It's
It's like a
not really checking
on me.
Awesome.
And usually that's what we do. That's why a woman in the marriage, a woman will say, I'm fine.
Yes.
But she's tearing.
Yes.
Then you also hear the words that she says she's fine.
Yes.
So you walk away.
Assume. But so if you had paid more attention,
You
can
will
read
notice
between
that,
the lines.
yes.
So the words do not align with the emotions.
Exactly.
Awesome. I'll
and
come
that
back for
also
the...
bring
Okay.
another meaning. It help you to understand what
Okay.
exactly like
Papa
Amos said.
Yes.
What exactly the meaning,
Creating the understanding,
not
the meaning.
the meaning from your perspective,
Yes.
but what actually the person is communicating to you.
Awesome. Let me come to the third person on the block this morning. The voice you're about to hear is the voice of Mrs. Myro Sackey, who is also a counselor and entrepreneur. Good morning, Marie. Today she's sitting opposite me so I can worry her more. And when you come and sit opposite me, I'll fire you direct. Yes, so let me also hear your opening. Good morning. I like your braids. Let me start. You see, me and Mayano.
You know, Michael didn't like my hair.
Oh.
But you people, your hair is what he's like. I'm putting him on the spot. I'm putting him on the spot.
Yes, he has nice skills too. He has nice skills. So, listeners, if you are listening, Papa Amos has very nice natural skills. Last week,
a man does not compliment a man.
But I have to change that.
You see, we have to change this narrative. So it's like somebody saying that boys don't need emotions.
Yes,
now you grow into a man, they say express your emotions.
Yes, last week we were amazed to find out that his scales are natural, no chemical actually. So Papa Amos has very lovely curly hair. Yes.
Oh my God.
Big ups to you. Yes. So lady,
you now want to pamper
MRS. Lady MRS, what will be your opening comments? So we are starting with the 360-degree communication. Then after we come to the element of the proclivities, which has to do with tendencies and inclinations. Please keep your comments, queries, contributions coming via WhatsApp on 986 996. Again, 0539 986 996. Yes, and before I forget, it looks like yesterday was yesterday Papa Samen's birthday. Yeah. Yes. So big shout out to Samen.
Oh, yesterday.
Yes, yesterday. I happen to
congrats.
get a snap of it on Facebook.
Hey.
Yes, with the chief of staff, and they, actually apparently it was a surprise birthday party for him. So big up to you, Papa Samens.
Oh, wow.
You make all this happen because leadership is, as they say, cause, and everything else is effect. So without the leadership you give to Channel 1 Television and to City FM, which enables us to be here to do Farm Life, we'll not be here. So for all the many years that you've enabled us to be here, we say a big shout out to you. And it's worth breaking into this meeting and saying because you're an amazing guy. Big ups, and the Lord bless you and protect you and bless you and grant you grace in all that you do and in all that you plan to do. Big shout out, amen. All right. So, Lady Mary,
Amen.
the ball is in your court.
Thank you very much, and good morning to our listeners out there. It's good to come your way again this morning. Communication is a big thing. Now they said 360. When I think about 360, all I'm thinking about is a circle with a compass and your protractor and all that to be able to measure the degrees, you know.
The artist in you.
Yeah, so now we are going 360, the whole 9 yards. And we know basically communication is how we send information from one person to another. So information flow in marriage, how does it go? Sometimes you can have a partner that when you talk, there's no feedback. You are the one who is always talking. And the other is quiet, but it's a flow. So it goes and it comes back. You have to flow in and out. So there must be that interaction when you talk about communications. One, the information is flowing, there must be interaction.
Okay.
Yes, so it's not one-sided. The meetier, you talk, meetier, I'm listening, you talk. No, you don't only listen, you have to give feedback. That's where communication ends the cycle. That's what we call communication cycle. So there's a sender, there's a receiver, there's a feedback. And that becomes a cycle. So if there's no feedback, then you are not closing up the cycle, which becomes a 360, doesn't become 360. And then one thing I also want to mention briefly is what Lady J ended with about the fact that when you are talking to the person, you are not expression. You are not looking at the person. It's to say you are going on, or these days sometimes my daughter complains to me about the mommy, I'm talking to you and you're on the phone.
Hey.
Because she wants eye contact.
Yeah. So that is good. Eyeball to eyeball.
Yes, eyeball to eyeball. Then
It's
you
called
really get. So
are the gadgets? Let me ask you going. Are the gadgets kind of disruptive when it comes to that level of communication and
Yes.
contact
It has.
and expression? Has it?
And that's what we call communication disorder.
Okay, so we'll come to that shortly. Mary, have you landed?
No. So
Okay.
with the expression,
Yes.
you know, you are looking at the tone, the facial expression, the body language, basically, and then the words that we speak.
Yeah.
And in actual fact, they say that statistically, it's like the words we speak is there about 7%, but the body language is 55%.
Yeah.
So it's very important when you are communicating. We should be able to look in each other's face. We should be able to show something, because sometimes you say something. My niece told me a few weeks ago that she came to my house and I was not too like myself towards her. It was like I gave her and I said, how? I had too many things doing and I was busy. We were having a family thing.
Okay.
I was busy, so. And she said, no, I know you. I know you so well. When I came, yeah, she was giving me a feedback. When I came, I was talking to you, but I saw your face change all of a sudden, and then you were a bit cold and all that. I had to play back. Then I remembered that, when we were talking, I saw something else,
Okay.
which was behind her.
Okay.
And it made me change my face. But she's so fast, she picked it. Yes. And because
She could pick it.
she could pick that my face
That
changed.
your face changed
Change.
because
I had to.
for a moment your attention
My attention went to that
shifted
thing.
to that
Yes.
thing. Wow.
And she thought that it was because of her. And I said, no, I know you. I know you. She usually called me ma. I know you. No, you were too cold towards me. And I said, no, I had too many things on my mind. I was happy you had come, but just that I had to take care of some things. She said, no, your face. And that is what drew my attention. He said, your face changed. When I was talking to you, your face changed.
Okay.
And then I tried to recall the whole interactions.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I realized that, it was that thing that I saw. And she was fast. She picked it in my face. Just that the interpretation became something else.
Okay.
Because she thought it was towards her.
Okay.
And I had to explain. I said, okay, I've heard. Because she kept telling me, she told me a few times that, no, when I came the last night, I came to your place. You were not like the way you usually act with me.
Okay.
You know, so we can do that. That's why we don't, part of the communication, we have to look at interpretation.
Yep.
It's very, very important. Don't leave room. And I've been saying this lately, that I have a friend who taught me about, said, in your marriage, don't leave room for interpretations because they can be mischievous. You know? Yeah. People can give you good interpretation. Others too can twist it into something that no matter how you try to explain yourself, you can't free yourself. And I think last week or so, I mentioned that sometimes a couple will say, "Oh, I know my partner, I know my spouse, I know him too well."
Yes.
You don't know him,
Yes.
because we act in the moment. So
Yes.
you can't be so sure that I know you so well.
And we are evolving.
And we are evolving. And it had to take me time for me to be able to explain to my niece that. Thank God I was able to even recall the whole occurrence that I explained. It wasn't you. It was because of something else that I saw. You know, so we can give interpretation. So if you're in a marriage, and that brings a lot of conflict or rifts, your communication, don't leave room for mischievous or all sorts of interpretations, because, like I said, you have to give a feedback on what you heard. I think you rightly mentioned that if you are talking, make sure that the person hears what you said, not what the person thinks he heard. Yes. So that closes the. So sometimes it's good to know that the person really get what you. Do you get what I'm saying? I have a friend, when he's talking, do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand? Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like a classroom, but
So one of the points I said and made was that's why it's good to let the feedback also be confirmation of what you heard.
Yes.
Because then that's only when you know whether what you said was what was heard.
But I've realized that it's a whole school.
Yes.
Giving that feedback.
Yes.
Because some people, when you're talking to them, they have been able to train themselves that they say, "Oh, so you mean," then they'll repeat what you said before. Because they say what they're saying.
Yes.
But some people don't say anything.
Exactly.
And then they just go on and on and on and on.
I'm going to come to Papa Amos. And I often tell people that one of the things I've learned over time is that sometimes too much or commenting on the two issues complicates the issue. Especially when it's a message that may need to be applied later. So let me tell you this story. This guy is driving an F-150. That's the Ford F-150. Though it's a pickup truck produced in America, and the Americans do it well, it doesn't run on diesel. It runs on gasoline, what the American calls gasoline, which is petrol. Super, either on 91 or on 95. So the guy who is sending his driver to Volta region to get something for him tells him that this pickup truck F-150 runs on petrol, that is super, and not on diesel. The guy gets to Volta, and then after doing everything, he realizes that the fuel gauge has come down, so he needs to top up. He gets to the fuel station, and the attendant, seeing it as a pickup, straight away pulls diesel. They said, "Master, how much should I give you?" Then the guy paused and said, "Did he say petrol or did he say diesel?" What happened? And they gave him the diesel. And that was the end of the engine. He had to tow the vehicle. You see, sometimes, like how they teach people to identify counterfeits, they don't teach them the very things about counterfeit. They teach them the things about an original note. If you had said this pickup is petrol, that's the only word he would have heard. So he needs uncertainty. They remembered petrol. But now he had petrol and he had diesel. There's one which one is which.
Diesel was the last, so that was thick.
So now it's
More.
confused. In the end, it does a diesel, and the diesel destroys the engine. So now let me come to Papa Amos. This is just a side
Some of the
thing to help us.
The
Yes,
thing
look
is
at-
that life
yes.
is simple.
Okay.
We human beings have complexities.
How so?
No, you see, when you are told to do something that looks so simple, you would always want to get something that's a bit more complex and demanding on you. Ajua, I need 200 Ghana cedis. You don't say, Ajua, I need 200. No. No, that's very important. You have a domestic manager who is in your home. You're asking them to go to your bedroom and bring money. Bring me 50. 50 what?
Yeah.
The young lady or gentleman goes and picks a bundle with 50. Baku 50.
50.
And she brings it. So it's mean for 50.
Yeah.
When she went, it was only 100 CD notes and counted 50 of them and brought it. That's more than the 50 you needed.
Yeah.
Now, so it's important that those of us who are conveying or sending the signal to the others, because it's encoding and decoding. That's what you're talking about, the communication loop. You send an information. You send a gesture. You put out a non-verbal cue. The person who is looking at you should be able to interpret that. Because that's the expectation.
Exactly.
And when they interpret it, they now have to respond
Yes.
or react,
Yeah.
depending on
What-
the frame of mind they have. Because
Yes.
if they listen to you, they may react.
Yes. Instead of
Sometimes they will
responding.
respond.
Yes.
So, what to give room for reaction and what to give room for response.
Okay.
Now, why I said that we human beings love complexities. If you look at salvation, for instance, simply believe.
Okay.
And we don't like to do the
simple
belief. Go and do. Go and work. Till the land. Go and buy this. Bring that. So we love to do stuff as a compensation for our lack of patience and thoroughness.
Okay.
So I think that if people will be a bit more painstaking in what they do. For instance, right now when I was coming, I had to send my wife a message.
Okay.
Now, I sent the message in such a way that she wouldn't even have to have questions to ask me.
Okay.
Because all that she needed to take a decision, I put them in the message. Somebody too will just give you something and hope that you come back to them. These are all communication styles. So whoever you live with, Mickey, it's necessary that if you're going to live with them and have harmony,
Yes.
like the footballers use telepathy, you should be able to convey your thoughts clearly.
Okay.
If you have misgivings, convey those misgivings clearly. If they ask you for clarity, Letitia, when she was here, would always say, validate your assumptions. You know, too many people do guesswork.
Yeah.
They guess too much. And they won't ask you to explain further what you said. Add more particulars to it. You know, those in the legal space will say better, further and better particulars. And then they just run out with the information they got, which is insufficient to take a decision. So it's important. And we should also remember that we are not all at the same level of comprehension. It is not to slight anybody or slight them. It is to bring to the reality that when you're talking to a child, you're talking to a child. When you're talking to an adult, you're talking to an adult. So the tone and the pitch and the pace of what you say must all be moderated. Otherwise, you either talk above them or talk beneath them.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's why sometimes you lose your audience. Why? Because the things you're saying, they look so pedestrian that they will just walk away and tune off. And radio is typical.
Yeah.
I mean, I listened to a discussion yesterday and I was like, why is he going this way? That what they are discussing, he's gone way overboard. So I had to quickly move on to another. And that's typical of radio listeners and TV watchers.
Yes.
You know, we always can lose our audience
Yeah.
if we don't stick and stay with what we are conveying. Because the idea is to create understanding or facilitate understanding.
Awesome. So if I've heard what you've said as well, you're saying that we are conveying information, and so we should move away from guesswork. We should find and get further and better particulars. Then we should validate assumptions, as you said, as Little say. Then you said we should also learn when you are the sender to convey the right signals and the right information, so that then the
Exactly.
right outcomes will come in. Awesome. Lady G, I'm coming to you.
But let me say that it can
Yes.
sometimes go wrong, no matter
Okay.
how hard you try.
Okay.
When
so
it goes
then-
wrong, then you have to troubleshoot.
Okay, so we should be a bit flexible in our connection. Okay, please let's hear from you. WhatsApp line 0539-986-996. Again, 0539-986-996. How is your communication channel with your spouse and possibly your children or your family? How is it going? How effective are your conversations? Because we'll come and look at that little part of it. Let's hear from you and let's do it together. We'll be going for a break shortly, and when we come back, I'll be getting to Lady J, and then I'll ask her what the element of noise is. Is noise always in external, or is there something like internal noise? Like Marie said, as niece was talking to her, suddenly something crossed her mind, and she shifted her focus, even though she was listening. And then the niece was fast or sharp enough to notice. So what role does noise play as we engage each other as spouses do one to the other? So how are you supporting somebody to be a better version of themselves or the best version of themselves? Before we went on a break, I was on Lady J. She was going to tell us about noise, whether there's external noise or there's anything like internal noise, and how that can affect effective communication. Then she's going to help us look at some other of the positives and some of the disorders that may come from communication. Then we'll go on and add the second element of the proclivities, which are inclinations and tendencies, and how that can impact communication, and then how that can also impact the other parts of a person's communication, person's interaction, a person's dealings with the spouse or the family, the children. And that can also be extended to cover what we call partner style and habits, all their tendencies, so that they are extroverted, introverted, and what have you. So Lady J, please take us on.
Yeah, so noise is very crucial in communication,
Okay.
in that it is anything that interferes with the accurate sending, receiving, and interpretation of whatever message is being sent or being received.
Okay.
And it can occur at any point. It can occur at the point of sending
Okay.
or during the transmitting stage. That is where the channel comes in, or at the receiving point, or at the interpretation point. And this could cause misunderstanding, conflict, frustration, and emotional disturbance. That's the role noise could play. But we look at it from various. We have the physical noise,
Okay.
and that will be external. So it means we have internal and external, basically.
Okay.
So we look at the physical, being noise like heavy traffic, loud music, television. I mean, other things around during the dissemination of the information or receiving the information. So on telephone call, sometimes the caller has some noise around and the receiver can't hear well, or the receiver can't hear well because there are some noise around.
Okay.
Then we look at psychological noise.
Okay.
That is where it's very internal. So hearing impairments, poor eyesight, illness, fatigue, hunger, pain, sleep deprivation. So just about a week ago, one of my past students outside Ghana sent a message. I was very tired for the day. So the answer was straight. So it was yes, just direct yes.
Okay.
Then another one came, yes, then no.
Okay.
Then she sent back, is it Auntie Tina I know?
Okay.
Because the way they answer, or somebody has
straightforward.
hacked
Your
the phone, because the responses I'm receiving makes me feel like she's not the one. Then I came to myself that it's how I'm feeling
that
affecting
is
the communication.
Exactly.
So I
Okay.
had to send a message that I'm the one, but
Okay.
I'll talk to her later
Later.
because
Okay.
I'm so exhausted.
Okay.
Then that was it. So it gave me that, oh, okay. So see how my body mechanism is affecting how I'm responding to simple messages.
Okay.
So the sender, the noise is coming from the sender.
Okay.
And fortunately, the receiver has been able to interpret
Okay.
accurately.
Okay.
So communication has
Yes,
been
okay.
achieved.
Okay.
She wanted me to know that she's not happy with
With
how
the
I'm
response.
responding.
Okay.
And I have also understood that, oh, the way I'm feeling is making it. In some cases, others will not
Okay.
understand and accept the noise.
Okay.
That is where conflict starts.
Yes.
Or emotional distress begin. Because once you feel like the person doesn't even like me, the children will say, Mommy doesn't like me. Just because they don't understand. Like having a bit older and then younger. Usually the attention is on the younger. And sometimes we even use the words like, my child. What are you doing to my child? Then the question is the elder one not?
Not a child. Okay.
These are words parents use not with the intention of discriminating,
Okay.
but communicating a certain level of need, but they don't do it well. So the
Okay.
other person is interpreting, my mother doesn't like me. It's she loved this one, and then I've had a case like that.
Okay.
I have to sit the woman down, sit the elderly one down, and let her know that at your level you understand things. Your younger sibling have a need of growing.
Okay.
That is why
Okay.
I give more attention.
Okay.
So these are some of the ways psychological noise could affect us, including even sleep deprivation. So if you don't get enough sleep, you would respond and react differently. It's the same with dieting. If you are hungry, an hungry man is
A hungry man is
an angry man. Or you are in pain. The pain could be a personal something,
Yeah.
especially those that we call invisible disabilities.
Okay.
You have your own struggles that people don't see.
Yeah.
And like sleeping patterns,
Yeah.
we have the nocturnal beings.
Yeah.
And in our part of the way, it seems we don't know. So it's like everybody goes to sleep at 6 and wake up at certain time.
Okay.
So somebody calls you at certain time, you are sleeping, and the
And yeah,
judgment comes
exactly.
in.
You are lazy. Are you still in bed?
At this
Are you still
time.
in bed at this time? They don't know when you came to bed, but they will ask.
Yes.
Because they are assuming.
So
Like Amos said,
yes,
guesswork.
Guesswork. Instead of finding out, even are you okay? Sometimes when people are not well, they extend their sleep, but they will just throw it at you. That is wrong interpretation, and then giving meaning from the sender's perspective. So the
Okay.
person is not trying to understand you, the sender,
Yeah.
but fixing
Very
their
simple.
own interpretation, which doesn't help.
Okay.
Then we can also look at things like anger, anxiety, fear, depression. You know, I always tell people that once we are afraid or we get shocked, anxious, it changes the way we think. And most people end up hurting or even lose their life just because they are shocked,
Okay.
anxious, or angry, or not paying attention, or being too suspicious. So living in the negative state of mind always will give you the negative side. For instance, Papa Amos was sharing a personal experience with us behind the scene.
Okay.
And I always tell people that look at the good in the pain you are going through.
Okay.
There is one good.
Okay.
And that will come at the end. There's one good. Somebody is looking for you.
Okay.
And God uses, because I'm a believer, this is how I'm coming from. God uses certain channels to get you there.
Okay.
But you will not understand. The channels are not smooth. Like what Joseph has to go through to become who he dreamt he will be.
Okay.
It wasn't nice,
Yeah.
but in the end he was there.
Okay.
At that point he would say, that is why I have to go through. But
Okay.
when during the pain, if you are not careful, being careful is where you seek feedback, where you seek clearer interpretation. So in therapy you have to find out from your client, is this what you are saying?
Okay.
Like I don't understand the word okay in Ghana. So when you tell me okay,
Okay. What does that mean?
I ask what does, and then there's another time range after church. Then I ask people, what is that? Because my after church is 10 a.m. Your after church may be 2. So what are you saying?
Exactly.
But people will just go straight after church.
Yes.
Then I get come say, what time are you talking about?
So
generalization.
Okay, instead of specificity.
Yes. And then past trauma.
Okay.
Past trauma could lead to low self-esteem. So before the sender starts the communication, they've concluded that because I am like this, what I'm coming to say will be taken like that.
It is called Adanwa Sermon. What happened last time?
You see, so it affects the way the information is even being given out, which in itself affects the rest of the process to the interpretation stage.
Okay. So how about something like hypervigilance? So somebody who is very suspicious.
That is in the trauma.
Yes. So that is what makes them
behave
that way.
Communicates in that way, and it's influenced by.
You know that one they say near Owaka no
so.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's been bitten, once bitten, twice shy.
Okay.
They say it.
Okay.
So we can also look at the somatic or semantic noise.
Yeah.
Okay. So meanings as people have assigned. Sometimes it's jargon. Sometimes it's area language. Like obete bobole bobo.
Boys.
When you go to that area, it's a language they understand. But when you come down here, do we understand?
No.
Or there's another song that talk about we taste.
Obete Osamia. That's the latest.
You see,
that's what in the World Cup, the song that.
This guy.
Yes, Kofi Kanata.
Yes.
Okay.
So what
does Samia
mean? Means.
You
see,
meanwhile, Samia is supposed to be a drink.
Really?
Yes.
But I don't know whether it's the sourness of the Samia. Because Samia is sour.
Oh, okay. So you see, how did you decipher that?
Yes.
But it was a boys conversation.
You see, so all these things affect, and then it also go on and on to technical and professional language.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a medical officer and a medical officer are talking. The terms they use. You are a patient, you sit and you are wondering whether they're talking about, are they talking about me, and all those things. And then cultural differences in words and meanings.
Okay.
Cultural differences in words. So when you look at even the Akan, which is a broader a tribe, and then what Fantis may mean by like the word Sanseni. In the Fanta land, it's a serious word, damaging one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And then the word
Especially when you say it to a man.
Don't say it.
Ana O'Toole again. Walla. Ever seen
Ebre catch the walla.
Charlie? I remember.
And then we have something like Koshini.
Hey,
When you say Koshini in
Infantiland.
it's a big thing.
In Ashanti land, Koshini.
It's a serious thing.
It's even from Fanti
Yes.
liar.
Yes.
Koshini Fanti is liar.
Yes.
Fancy
Actually,
is a liar.
Yes, a liar.
Koshini is liar. But
But
Ashanti Koshini
meaning you are useless.
Your life.
really?
Yes.
So the same word, but
It's
has
like
different meanings.
it's like Asansabra.
Oh,
Koshaban.
I see.
All those
Mercy.
kinds of things.
So all these things are noises that comes in to affect the communication. So before you communicate, because we're talking about 360, we're looking at holistically.
Yes.
So you have to consider all these things. And Papa Amos started talking about even the gender, the age. We have people who are grown in age chronologically, but they are not matured. So you have certain conversation with them and it backfire because their interpretation takes them to another level. You have to factor all these things before you communicate. And then it helps when you learn to reframe. So you state it this way and the person is struggling. You should be able to reframe for the understanding of the recipient. Then we look at other factors like the external environment. We're looking at. So all the first three I talk about, we have the physical, which is external. Then the psychological and semantics are more of internal.
Okay.
So don't look at noise that affect communication only at the external stage. In fact, the internal ones are more dangerous than the external ones. After the external ones, you see physically when there are extra noise, everybody knows that there are other people talking. So sometimes somebody I could hear other people talking, so I don't hear you well. It makes it easier. But the internal one, you yourself, you are battling.
And so is it possible that sometimes you're not even aware that there's a noise that is affecting or influencing your communication?
The past trauma and then past experience in life, previous experience, you might not be aware. So it even affects our communication style. You know, we have the passive, we have aggressive, then these things,
and
so you see
avoidance
these things are not fixed. We develop them over time, and it becomes our way of communicating, and it stems from all these things. Growing up, you are not allowed to talk, and then you know some parents say that when I'm talking, don't talk. Meanwhile, what you said warrant a response.
Exactly.
So it goes on, and then the person grows up knowing that when one person is talking, I mustn't talk. And you are looking for feedback and response, and that's what. And they don't even know, they have not been able to learn that, oh, that is not the norm. So let me learn how to do it right, or the assertive way. And others too. In fact, the difficult one is the passive one. But it's still communication anyway. The person is not saying yes or is not saying no. It's like, if you like, do it. Forgetting that the moment if can become optional. But the person is looking for a response. So you have to learn the patterns the person communicates and know that, oh, even though this person says if, this is what, or you clarify.
Awesome. So I'll come back and I want us now to jump into the second part, then we'll combine the two. Papa Amos, I'm coming to you.
Yes, boss.
It's a word that the Americans like using, proclivity. But it basically means tendency or inclination.
He's in America.
You see. But it basically means tendency or inclinations. How can that affect, one, communication, and two, interactions within a couple setting?
All right, okay. So there could be the tendency to hastily conclude. I'm sure you may have heard the story of a woman who was trying to reach the husband and was unable, and asked the son to call the dad who was on the field. And the boy came back and said to the mom, "Mom, when I called, a woman answered." That was the first time. Then the boy comes back and say again to the mom, "A woman answered again." Then the third time, a woman answered again. So the woman started fuming. She didn't ask what the woman said, nothing. And the story says that when the man entered the driveway of the home, the wife was already at the door waiting for him. And when he exited, he said, now women are the ones who pick your call.
They are your secretary.
As soon as the man was going to speak to the matter, she slapped him.
Wow.
Then neighbors came. What's the issue? What's the issue? What's the issue? Said, Genia, come, Genia, come, Genia, come. What happened when we tried to reach Daddy? A woman picked the call 3 times. She never asked what the woman said. So one of the neighbors asked, what did the woman say? The woman said, the subscriber you have dialed is unavailable.
Nice one.
But the question is this. What was going on in the mind of the wife?
Exactly.
When Lady Justine was talking about last time the issue.
Yes.
Something had happened before.
So
and they've had conflict around women. Now, once the son says a woman's voice is what he heard,
automatic
conclusion. There are so many people who hastily concluded and had X in their faces. And so that if you have the tendency to hastily conclude,
Yes.
be slow to draw conclusions.
Okay.
Because there's more than meets the eye, it is
Okay.
always said.
Okay.
Then the second one is people who always create a situation for an elastic explanation to be given. All my explanations saying, the original no original. Now, when you are like that, how do you build harmony? How do you build peace? I remember rich couples had a session where they asked me to come and speak on how to say what you want to say and still have your peace. And for me, at the heart of marital and family conversation, that's what it is. Can I say what is on my mind and still keep peace within and peace between? Because it's always within and between. If you look at all that Lady Justine talked about, it's a summary of what is going on in you and what is going on between you and others.
Yeah.
So if you don't manage what is going on inside you, it would always find expression in what is going on between you. I remember primary school, a teacher had conflict with her husband. We didn't know. And she asked us to do gang homework.
Okay.
And this is a teacher who had a tendency of saying, to which we are going to wear metal underwear. Because if you come without the homework, and gang those days was tough for many of us to go where it's not our mother tongue. You know? And then this woman had a conflict with her husband. Later we got to know one boy didn't finish the homework and came to class to do sulu sulu. You know, copying. To copy. So those who had done it, he had to go and copy. And he copied and copied and copied wrongly.
Oh, mercy.
What is your name and copy
He added a previous assignment to it. So that's how those women realized it. And then wonder, and then she used some really tough language, you know, like it's not radio friendly. And then she pulled the cane, and the boy held it. So, bam, hit his eye.
Mercy.
Already, the woman who was in the class was not herself.
Yeah.
She came with a load, which she had not been able to differentiate between what has happened at home and what is happening in the class. So she got overboard. Profusely crying. Coming to see a teacher crying in class.
She just
Broke down.
She was overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You know, Papa Emma, not to cut, that's why we encourage for those listening to us who run businesses or in institutions, we say, connect with us, let's come train your people. Because you see, it cascades, whether from home to work or from work to home. So when people are taught and helped to develop the appropriate skills in emotional intelligence, relational intelligence, to manage the adaptability quotient and all, it helps good outcomes at work, it helps good outcomes at home, and the 360-degree outcomes become beneficial, whatever sphere it is, you get me?
But it's important that when you go through an activity, you are able to phase out that activity when you're going to engage in a new one.
Yeah, very necessary.
People should develop that skill. It's a whole skill you must develop.
Yeah.
And sometimes also decluttering your thoughts. You know, here I come to farm life. I'm moving from here. I have 30 minutes to enter another meeting.
Okay.
I cannot carry the residue of farm life conversation to that meeting.
Exactly.
I will be distracted.
Yes.
And that's also another thing. That
Internal
people are
noise.
totally always distracted.
Internal noise.
You say something to them, and it's as if you didn't say it.
Yeah. So that's what the internal noise is.
And when you mirror back what they have said, they say, I didn't say it. Then they start gaslighting you. And so you have to go and see Justine and her people to help you realign. So I would say that proclivity, yes, it is there. But once you know your own proclivity, it helps you then to manage them. You may not outgrow all of them necessarily, but there will be a chunk that you actually learn to outgrow them. And it's a skill, again, to acquire. It doesn't happen automatically. Just like a child goes through different phases of development, every human being will go through phases of development. And every time I speak about communication, I always say, make room for mistakes.
Okay.
Because that's what makes us human. I mean, the perfect communicators always have glitches and hitches.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen very well-class communicators stand on stage and fumble.
Yeah.
But what we do in Ghana here is we poke fun at people who fumble, who make mistakes, who mispronounce or do something, and then that becomes what we camp around and kill their interest in the area. So the person will say, well, I don't know, when I make an algae bonnie. I'm sure you've heard that.
Yes.
When I said that, you actually misconstrued
What
and
else?
mischaracterized what I said. So I'm going to stay mute. I won't talk.
Yeah.
I mean, and there are a lot of people who are going through that. How do we create a space where you talk, make the mistakes, make the blunders, do all those things, and still take you as a person? As a person, not how you communicate.
Okay.
I should love you enough to be able to work with you.
Okay.
And don't allow your style of communication to become a put-off and make it difficult for me to express my love towards you. And that's
Okay.
very important.
Okay. All right, Lady MRS, let me come to you with the braids. You're sitting directly with I can fire some Salvadors. Yes, Papa Amos has started us off on the proclivities and how these tendencies and inclinations, and with the story he shared, can influence outcomes and affect communication for whatever it is worth. And we know that communication is so crucial to the well-being of the relationship, be it the marriage or the family as a whole. What are some of the things that people need to watch in dealing with their tendencies so that it will not affect their communication and then their connection with their spouses and also by extension their families?
Yes, like he said rightly, tendencies or your proclivities, things that you bring to the marriage, your default, more or less. This person coming to you in marriage, we have negative and positive ones. Being openness in a marriage. There's some people, they are closed up. No matter what you do, it's difficult to siphon. I'm using that siphon information out of them. It means you are putting a little extra attention or extra force to get information out of them. Some also give freely. They're givers. They open up and give information as it ought to be given. Those are positive ones. You can have somebody who is empathetic naturally, So you come on board. When he comes home, he recognizes things that have been done in the house and appreciate it or show some kind of feeling or recognition for it. And able to let your partner know that you are not trying to, create anything to make you look superior or because usually why do people become defensive and all that? It's because we want to show our status some way, somehow. So you are defensive, you are trying to prove a point to your partner, and so it brings that kind of different levels. Sometimes it's like talking down your partner or appreciating between those things. So you make your partner feel, but if you're empathetic, you give them the benefit of the doubt. Yes, you give them the benefit of the doubt. The story he said about the woman, that phone call, the son who went to receive the call, called the father and came and was like, it was a woman who answered. You don't give the benefit of the doubt. You don't give room for anything. If he had given that room, that empathy will be showing, what happened? Why is the woman responding? What could be wrong? Is there something wrong with my husband? That should have been the attitude. But because we want to prove a point, immediately, I said it, I know. When it's a way like that, it's all woman. And so the conclusion is drawn, and it brings a whole lot of patience. There's some people, they are so patient. And when you have a partner who is patient, it's very sweet and it's nice. Because they can accommodate a lot. They have big hearts. They can accommodate so much, for them to flip. It takes so much. But then a partner or a couple in such a situation, one could be the extreme, the other one is so patient, but because the person is so patient, the other one who is not patient can abuse that state that the partner is, showing.
Okay.
Because the person is patient, you overstretch it, and anything that you overstretch loses its elasticity. And sometimes at the end of the patience, the opposite is extremely, maybe something else, anger or something, So when you overstretch it, then it can tend to go the other way around, and it can cause a whole lot. Then the person can also be agreeable. I think you even mentioned it, agreeableness, being able to converge, being able to have meeting of minds. As there's some people very positive. Among hygiene, they are just, they are cool.
They flow.
They flow.
Okay.
Yes, that's the word.
Okay.
Flow along with me,
Okay.
and we become happy. So there's that nice, not contentious and all that.
Yeah.
They are very agreeable in everything. And we have people who are humorous. They find humor in everything. They will laugh and laugh and laugh, and or crack jokes, and all that. Others can't take jokes.
Serious minded, that's
Yeah, others
Okay.
can. And there are
Okay.
people who are so responsible. They come to the ground. These are the positive ones. They are so responsible that the other party can also take advantage. Let me say, now the men, they say, use the men as an example, that the men say, now the men are doing well with the kids. You go home and maybe the men are, I think somebody even brought that complaint some time ago, helping the wife, taking care of the children, taking them to school, doing everything. But because the woman cooking even, as soon as the woman realizes that, hey, my husband is that responsible, then now she let down her and will not do anything, leave everything on, and then maybe they will say, I'm bettering myself, improving myself, upgrading myself, career, I'm going to school tomorrow, this, and then leave the other partner behind. Today I'm speaking for the men.
We thank you.
It can also go the other way,
Yes,
where
the
the
other way
wife
too,
is because the wife is so responsible and taking care of everything in the house.
Yes,
the man will
too.
just leave everything on her shoulders. She has to take decisions. She has to act. She has to, also maybe she's working and she has good income.
Yes.
So she's spending the money, and the man is just there with remote watching TV.
Mercy. My
And not
wife
help
will
in the
laugh.
house.
Ho, ho,
That-
ho,
that-
ho, ho.
That can be very, 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 very dangerous.
Okay.
But the negative side of these tendencies also can be the avoidance.
Okay.
Avoidance.
Yeah.
There's some people, the information will not come. They give you silent treatment. They are there. Whatever you say, I don't know, or it's like,
They don't care. They want.
you don't care. We are thinking of big things like
Yeah.
Afghanistan and Iran, and right now, friends and Ukraine and things. Then you are bringing all these issues for that and make you feel belittled, which a lot of men do to their wives.
Okay.
Wives find themselves in that situation a lot rather than men.
The other way around. There.
Defensiveness. Hey, before you even open your mouth, the noise in the person's head and heart will be translated, or the person is always wearing a lens, see everything pink, green, blue, whatever. So before you even open your mouth to say, he has given interpretation even to what you are about, you have not said yet, what you are about to say. And so it comes in and there's defensiveness. They will stonewall you, they will do all that. The interpretation is not good. And then we have sarcasm and criticisms.
Okay.
And that is really deadly. When people are sarcastic, it's not good. You belittle your partner. You say things that are hard, that are painful, in a way that as if you are saying something good, but it's really bad, it's deep. It shouldn't be in any way. You express your head and meanings get lost in whatever thing that you are doing. you can't bear man now so kind of work you know kind ma you know, like when we are counting men, you two you count yourself as a man, or when we are counting women, you two you want to stand there, you know, very very sarcastic comments. There's some people, unfortunately, like our sister said, Lady J, acculturation, your environment, the language in your environment. Some people, they have lived in a certain environment and they have a certain language, and it's nasty. A friend of mine, I've been friends for a long time with her, and I never really found problems with her communication. But it got to a point, I realized that where she works had influenced her so much. Her language had changed, and so when she talks, I find it difficult to take in. Very, very media, you know, those kind of media. It comes for me where I'm coming from. It sounds too harsh for me to take. You know, so it means you are belittling the person. And these things sometimes we have to watch. I remember years ago we used to have an advert or something said these things you have to watch, or what things you have to watch, or something like things you have to watch. You have to watch these things. You've said it once, you've said it twice, it doesn't go well with your partner. It's time you put an end to it.
So are you saying
reframe it?
So are you saying that if your spouse brings you to the attention that your speech stinks, or that you don't speak appropriately, you should not conclude and say that's how I am, but you should begin to take steps to yes, you have to take steps. If your spouse has said it, maybe it's not only your spouse, somebody else will tell you somewhere else, and that should bring you to, you know, do some introspection. You do introspection, and then you do something about it. Because as a language you have pegged, it will take time. How you pegged it takes time to stop it, or change it, or refine it. So you have to reevaluate. But it's like seeing the need to,
there's
and
a
then
need.
begin to work
There's
on
a need to do something. If you say something that it doesn't work well with people, change your language. You can't say they're me, there's an so no. You came into the marriage with a default, but we are not supposed to be stagnant. We are dynamic people. So we have to adapt to each other. We have to refine ourselves. You have to become a better version of yourself. So you can't say that I'm like this. So no, you have to adapt to your situation, and any adaptation brings a change. Any adaptation brings a change, and it brings suspicion. Suspicion. It can also be negative, and suspicion is also like you know, defensiveness. You are suspicious, so as soon as you are always defended, those two go together. You are too suspicious about everything. Everything. I had a counselee. Hey, the partner was in trouble. Every single thing. My husband, the way he was talking to this girl, and even the thing that the girl was wearing, and the way the body, the suspicion was just over the top. Hey, everything, there's some kind of suspicion, and you could tell that she had come from a certain environment that had gone into her and made her also behave the way. So we need to look at it. You are a workaholic person. Every time is negative. You like to work, it's good, but you have to be considerate of your partner, of your home, of your family. You can't say that's for me, it's my work. You go to work, you work. Hey, and especially the IT people. If you marry an IT person, they love their computer. They're always sitting in there. You need to be considerate of your partner and do something about it. These are things that will bring some kind of harmony and help you to be able to bring the marriage to a point that is level for each of you. You know, not that I am, as for me, I am me. There's nothing that you can do about it. I can't change. Everybody can change. It's a question of putting your mind to it, to do it. Become conscious of it. Accept the feedback people are giving you and do something about it. You want to be a better person. Yes. You want to have a happy home. Learn to realign your mind, realign your thinking, realign all that you do, and stop putting on that lenses that makes your communication not a full cycle or a loop, because you're always giving wrong interpretations. And these interpretations might only sink you, not keep you afloat. So we have to watch our thoughts to help us,
that's deep.
become better of ourselves.
That's deep. Thank you so much for taking us on a deep dive on the proclivities, starting from the positives, which include being open to as against being closed up, being empathetic, being sensitive, being observant, giving room for your interpretations because sometimes it may be wrong, and then giving the person the benefit of the doubt, being agreeableness, and then some being humorous. And so we should avoid the negative ones, such as avoidance, dismissiveness, sarcasm, demeaning comments, suspicion, defensiveness, workaholism to the point that it affects the balance in the home and the love life. And then he said, when we're able to manage this well, it brings harmony, enhances the communication skills, and makes the marriage a beautiful and happy one. If you're just joining us, this is Farm Life, your regular family engagement program, live here on City 97.3 FM, on our affiliate stations and on the internet. We are discussing 360-degree communication, and we are also looking at managing proclivities in marriage, and also we extend it into family. We've done a lot so far, and you can keep your comments, queries, questions coming via WhatsApp on 0539986996. Again, 0539986996. The phone line is activated, and I'm going to go to the console and take some of the messages. So Becky from Teshi says, good morning, Farm Life team. It's a great topic because most times we don't validate our assumptions, making communication difficult. My question is, how do you communicate effectively with someone? So please take note so you can respond, my dear folks. How do you communicate effectively with someone who is always on the defensive? Greetings to my big sister, Sweet Ajeli, inside Afenya Mataiko. Thank you. Thank you, Becky from Teshi, and thank you for the shout out to Sweet Ajeli inside Mataiko Afenya. Afenya Mataiko, yes. Then Mami Esi says, hi, Farm Life. Thank you for introducing this topic. Communication, adjustment, and compromise are critical elements of marriage that many counselors emphasize. In my own marriage, I made significant changes to fit in as a new wife, but it has come at a high cost. Over the years, I have become very silent and numb. Before I even speak, my partner assumes she knows what I will say. My thoughts and concerns are dismissed as childish or illegitimate. This has been a suffocating experience. How can this situation be addressed? So please take note of the two. And please let's go on and read the others. Then Kofi Deborah says, today is the birthday of two wonderful twins, Akwo called Deborah of Controller and Accountant General Department, and Aquile of Assembly Press. Myself and my kids, Yanle. Oh, that's how they spell it. Yanle, Fafa, and Kofi want to wish you all the best on this day. Happy birthday. That's from Kofi Deborah. I'm sure it's a sibling. Now, Franke Messi Adobo from IOUB says, good morning, Chief Counselor Michael Mensah of City FMA. A hardcore loyalist to your program. Today is the birthday of our daughter-in-law, Nana Adra Otima Asante Adobo. We ask the Lord God to shine his face upon her with good health, longevity of life, happiness, and prosperity. We say amen, amen, for Mr. Frank for the birthday message to Nana Adra Otima Asante Adobo. I'm sure she's a daughter.
Messi.
Frank and Messi.
Frank and Messi.
Oh, okay, Frank and Messi. Oh, okay, it's gone. So it's Frank and Messi Adobo. Now I'm getting it. So okay, Frank and Messi. Yes, a big shout out to, and thank you that you are loyal listeners. And please let's do it together. If there's something you think we should do differently or better, please don't hesitate. You can share it here. We are all learners. Even if we not read it because you don't want us to, we can still pick it and learn, because feedback also helps us to always be better. So big shout out to Na Adwa Otima Asante Adobo on your birthday I say it's a daughter-in-law. Okay, yes. We ask the Lord God to shine His face upon her with good health, longevity of life, happiness, and prosperity. That's amazing. If your in-laws can celebrate your birthday like that, it's a good one. Big ups to you, Frank and Messi Adobo. Awesome. So please respond to the two issues.
The first one, how do you deal with a defensive, in quotes, person? The person is behaving based on past and then patterns. He's living a pattern of like past issues, experiences, and all that. So the best way is to choose the assertive way. One, the time and the place to do the communication or to do the discussion. And then start gently. Don't be judgmental. So the I statement is a key. So instead of saying you are always getting defensive, you go like, I would like you to hear me out, or I would want to share something with you. It's not about your words against their words. It's about understanding each other. So I always tell people that there are times you have to talk to people without expecting them to say anything, even to say yes or no. Sometimes it's not necessary. You only have to give the information as you're supposed to. I would like you to know that A, B, C, D. Give them some time to process it, because like talking about our proclivity, it's the basis is our personality, where temperament and all those things come in, and this personality we develop and it evolves. So it stems from your past experiences, upbringing, exposure, interactions, and they all inform who you are. So such a person, you can't just want to say you are defensive and they stop. They have their reason. I've spoken about internal noise. That is what is making the person behave the way they are behaving. That's the proclivity. So it will take some time for them to readjust. So you, the one also speaking, should also learn to readjust. I have a mother who was amazing, says that so instead of pointing fingers, you are a bad person.
If you are coming from a bad habit, you're
going to change your yes.
It's a journey.
It's a journey, so that both of you have to adjust. You want it straightforward, like you are dealing with a passive aggressive person, or you are the assertive, the person is passive. There could still be a communication that will yield results. You, the one who knows how to do it, you tone down. And then consider all the other factors that could let the person be defensive. And then choose a calmer way or appropriate way. That's why the timing and the place and even how to start the words and the emotions, the expressions. Sometimes there's something that Ghanaians don't pay attention to. People say, please, but they are still rude or disrespectful. The fact that they are using the word please doesn't mean they are being rude. You see, the tone, the voice, the pitch, especially those selling. Yesterday I had issue with somebody selling food. The way the person asks, what are you buying? It's like, hey, seriously? But they think they are there, and I've asked you, and then so, my dear, you are here to make money. Nobody will be forced to buy your food. Me, I won't buy again because of the way you are speaking to me. I'm not comfortable. My banner is at home working. Then I left. So say, what have I said? You see, the tone alone puts me off.
They say that communication is 38% tone, 55% posture, and 7% words. So that's a crucial one.
So now we have to pay attention to all these.
The second one who says that she's become numb and does not express because it's like she's second guessed. Everything she's going to say is treated as though they know what it is, and then she's not allowed to express. How can she manage that?
It could stem from her internal noise. Definitions and meanings she's making. When my husband says this, it means this. Instead of asking for further clarification or adapting.
What if she asks and she's not told? Or what if she asks and I said, I've heard some men say, we are me as him. I've heard some men say that. So if the person finds herself in that situation where she's trying to get further and better particulars and she's shut down, after a while, like Papa Amos said, she's being gaslighted. She'll Kowa or withdraw so that there's peace. Somebody withdraws for harmony, but not for solution.
Yes.
So if that's how she finds herself, what can she do differently?
So we have to relearn and unlearn how to adjust.
Okay.
So sometimes we can influence the change by changing. I'm not saying change the way. We have to learn a different way of getting to the person. I always say that we have ways of speaking to people, to their hearing.
Okay.
If you want to speak to people's hearing, there's a way to go.
Yes.
If you want to speak
Like
to
how?
people's heart,
Yes.
there's a way to go.
But are there not some people who are,
They will miss both.
Are bent on not hearing. They are bent on they have their fixed posture.
Yeah.
They are not amenable to change. They don't have the growth mindset. In such a case, would you recommend that maybe she tries for them to seek third party help?
Yes,
Because sometimes the person is actually killing you softly, like that song.
Yeah. So you the one
Because then she's
you
losing
the one who
herself,
have realized it must seek help.
Okay.
I'm using the person who is writing this or the person who has
Yes.
seen the issue.
Yes.
Because the other person might not see the problem.
Okay.
But when you start learning new ways of doing it for yourself,
Yes.
change will okay.
Okay.
It's not
Awesome.
automatic, but for your sanity,
Okay.
you have
Yes,
to seek
you have to seek
help
help.
first.
Awesome.
If the person notices the changes and will join in, then we do it together. But
It
your
looks like
fails.
she said she's been doing it for some time.
Yes.
And so
So
it's
before
over
I
the
think-
years. So I
Yes.
think
Sis-
that she has to have a candid conversation with a partner, starting off from there, before she goes out to a third person. Because
See-
the way she's talking, it doesn't look like she has tried to work it out with a partner to understand.
That is one
this
point. So that is heard.
Yes,
But
yes.
sometimes, like I'm saying, it's not that they are not. They've tried.
Tried.
But this, because when a person says statement like, it's suffocating experience, I'm second guess, it
Yeah,
means
because
that.
she said
it-
that right from the beginning.
Yes.
She said, I made significant changes to fit in as a new wife.
That's where she
So
got
that
it
is
from.
where the thinking.
Yes.
So has she tried to address the situation? Maybe she was just trying to, okay, it's my husband, so he says this, and she's done it, but she hasn't drawn his attention to the, fact, that these things that you do are
I
suffocating me.
okay.
It's making me lose myself in the marriage. So she has to try and get the guy's attention to
Okay.
that.
Right.
And if he responds positively, if he
get
doesn't
help.
respond
get
positively,
help.
then she gets help.
Okay.
Yes.
And
So I
even
think
go on
that-
to recommend whether
Yes,
both of them can get
yes,
help as
yes,
well.
yes,
Because
yes.
see, what is happening now is that, like I'm saying, you get the help, but sometimes also push for both of you to get the help. Because see, sometimes some people are sick and don't know they are sick. So don't push it to them that they are sick. Just say, let's work and be better.
Get help.
You know,
What
some
a-
people are even not cool with counseling. Somebody, when they hear the word counseling, they are
yeah.
trouble. So say, let's go get coaching. Let's go get support.
Or
Whatever
some-
word
or
will be a sympathy that will
sometimes-
work for them.
Get help.
Or
Yes, let's get help.
sometimes,
Somebody cry the help is defeatist for
Yes,
them.
yeah.
So you don't use the word help. So you have to know your spouse. Use the right word, the right semantic matters. Let's go and see how we can be better. In that case, you're not saying you're not good. You're saying let's see how we can be better. Though sometimes it's negative and even not good. But somebody just hearing that you say you're not good enough can be trouble. I think we have to go now. We have to,
I
let's
just
do
want
the
to say
shout
this
out.
thing. They said
Yes.
there's a thing. It's a communication without understanding proclivities is
Okay.
equal to noise.
Okay.
Communication without
Understanding
understanding proclivities is equals to noise.
Okay.
And then proclivities without communication is equal to assumptions.
Okay.
So we have to look
Manage
at
that.
our
Okay.
lives and then see how best.
Okay, so let me do
Yeah.
this quick shout out and come to Amos to tell us about this boys camp. So let me do for leadership farm
there's-
quickly,
there's
and then there's
one-
something
one
that
out.
there's something new that city is doing that I want to give a shout, give message on as well. Let me start with leadership farm. So they are having the summer camp, and it's a teen CEO edition. They are going to discuss money, business, and finance, and it's from 28 July to 1st August at the Christian High School. And the ages are between 6 to 19 years. And so you can register and call 059-8043-003, and then you can get to connect 059-8043-007. 003 again, 059-8043-003. You can join and get the opportunity to get your son, daughter within the ages of 6 to 19 help with a Teen CEO edition to be a better person in money management, business, finance, and innovation. Awesome. Now, Papa Amos, do your own, and I'll do the special thing from City. Yes. Papa Amos, please go
Well,
first. Yes.
thankfully, our Brave Boys Boot Camp is going to happen this year. We're trusting God to have 2 cohorts this year, but I'll speak about the first cohort. The first cohort starts from the 29th, which is a Wednesday, and then ends on the 2nd of August. So 29th of July to the 2nd of August. We are focusing on themes such as managing masculine emotions with wisdom, becoming a gentleman lady's respect, making money wisely, arresting anger that destroys boys. We're also going to discuss combating cybercrime and cyberbullying. We are going to look at spine and sleep health for our boys, which has to do with posturing and all that. And then on the Sunday, which is a commissioning service, we will be looking at becoming a boy after God's heart. Now, Brave Boys Boot Camp is giving your sons. You have how many? 4 boys.
4 boys.
We're giving them our cross bag, one each.
Wow. Oh, that's nice. Brave Boys Boot Camp. That's nice. Oh, wow.
So it comes in different colors.
Oh, lovely.
4 different colors. I know you have,
I'm
twins,
seeing black.
We don't like
brown.
to do 20.
Oh, so you're giving me this for seriously?
All 4. Yes, for your boys.
Hey, Charlie.
So this is a donation
God
from the
bless
Brave
you.
Boys Boot Camp.
Charlie, the guy is giving me 4
cross-body bags.
Cross-body bags for my 4
and I have
boys.
2 tote bags for Marie and Lady Justine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
From our leadership and legacy camp.
Nice
tote
one.
bags for the girls.
Nice one.
You.
And cross-body bags for the boys.
Thank you very much. We are grateful. Now let me do this one.
Thank you.
This
Thank
from
you, thank
Baby
you.
Na of La. Says, good morning. Please wish my sisters happy birthday in advance. That's Mrs. Richna Kloko Odroy of La. That's Na Arie Ramos of La. Okay, so Mrs. Richna Kloko Odroy of La. And this from Na Arie Ramos of La. Happy birthday in advance. Now let's talk about the Vibe Room. This happening on City is new and you can connect. It's on City FM. The Vibe Room is here. Your Saturdays just got better. Join us from 12 p.m. That's 12 noon to 1 p.m. That's 1 p.m. in the afternoon for the Vibe Room, where real conversations meet great music and unforgettable vibes. From trending youth issues and thought-provoking discussions with exciting guests to interactive polls, WhatsApp voice notes, and the visual vibe music review, there's something for everyone. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. The Vibe Room, real talk, real life, real vibes. Tune in, join the conversation, and be part of the vibe. So join the Vibe Room. So it means that today, Saturday, from 12 noon or 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. is happening live with all the amazing things we've said. Real talk, real life, real vibes. Tune in and join the conversation and be part of the vibe. Amazing.
I throw an open invitation to every lady, every woman out there to join us at the Excellent Women's Conference. Happening from 9 a.m. this morning till 1 o'clock at the Sun Lodge Hotel. Just around Tessano here. This morning.
Great. Awesome.
Let's meet there.
Great.
Corporate Ladies in Prayer is the one that is powering it.
Awesome. So, the books are still on sale at the front desk of Channel 1 TV and at the front desk of Harvest Chapel International, Taylor Temple at Tessano, Becoming an Achiever in the Workplace by Fitzgerald Odonko. Big shout out to Albert Okran, who had his birthday during the week. And then big shout out to our own Papa Samens, who had his birthday yesterday. May the Lord continue to bless you and sustain you and grant you grace in every way. Look for Farm Life with MM on YouTube so you can get the replay when we load it, and subscribe and share with others so they can also get to learn and to be a better version of themselves. I've been in the studio with Lady Justina Owu-Agyiri, who is a counseling psychologist with Ghana Atomic Energy Commission Hospital and Medis Clinic, Mrs. Arie-Rose, who is a counselor and entrepreneur, and then Elder Amos Kevin-Annan, who is CEO of Hearts and Habits Foundation, and then we may ably produced by Daniel Squashy, who gave us both production and technical production support. My name is Michael Mensah. Please stay tuned for the big issue which comes up next, and let's catch you on the rebound. And of course, a big happy birthday to my dear, dear sister and friend, Rosamond Okai, who I've known for many, many years, a sister from another mother. Enjoy your day and be blessed, and we'll connect soon. Do have a wonderful day, and please stay tuned for the big issue.